In this video we're going to look at how we view reports for newsletters. To do this, we come to the left panel, we choose the third icon, communication, just hover over communication and then click the first item, newsletter. Now, in a previous video we showed you how to send a newsletter, but in this video we're just going to look at reports for the newsletter. So we just click Reports button at the bottom of this page, and then we are presented with a page where we can enter a date range for which we want to look at the newsletters sent between these dates. If we want to change dates, then we can click on the calendar icon here and choose whichever date we want to search for. So let's assume, for example, we want to search from between the 1st of October 2013 and this date here, which is the 27th of March 2014. After we've selected the date range for which we want to view email or newsletter reports, we just click Get Emails. And then we'll be presented with a list of emails or newsletters that were sent out between those dates. Okay. Now we can select any of these emails or newsletters. So I'm just going to choose one at random here, one sent out on the 10th of October 2013. Okay, and then we view the screen with all the reports for this particular newsletter. It's divided into 5 different tabs: campaign stats, email statistics, who opened, not opened, and abuse reports. And it can be quite important to view reports for the newsletters or emails you send out, because they can tell us information about how the response was to the particular email or newsletter. In this case, this email was sent out to 17 people. So you see here the campaign sent to count. It was sent to 17 people, and it was opened 8 times. The other categories in this first tab for campaign stats are abuse reports, when someone complains that the email is spam. It's important that this is 0, and it's important that the people you email have given you permission to send you newsletters, or emails. There's a forwarded to count, which indicates if anyone has forwarded the email or newsletter to one of their friends or colleagues, for example. And then we have forward opens, if any of the people who the email was forwarded to have opened it. And then we have hard bounces and soft bounce. A hard bounce means the email could not be delivered because the email doesn't exist, and soft bounces means although the email exists, for some reason it couldn't be delivered to the person. Maybe their inbox was full, or they had some settings there that blocked emails. So this is the first tab, campaign stats. You can also look at email statistics, which gives details of the various email addresses of the people who the email was sent to and the actions they took. For example, if they opened and the time and date that they opened. We can also see who opened, and again you're presented with a list of email addresses, and the open count tells you how many times these people opened. Then we get an email list of the people who didn't open, and finally abuse reports. If anyone complained about the email, then their email address will appear here. Now, the reason why this information is important is because it can tell you if the email or newsletter you sent got a positive response. A positive response would usually be indicated by a high number of opens or a high number of forwarded to counts. And people will tend to open your emails or newsletters if you produce interesting original content that is maybe slightly informal in tone and giving people news and information that possibly they don't expect. Something like telling a story or being funny or humorous or witty. You know, people tend to expect more formal content, and if they get the same old game news or lotto news every week with very little effort put into describing things, then they're less likely to open. But if you develop a habit of writing a nice informative email with maybe some humor in there and telling a nice story that people may not be aware of, then they're more likely to open it. So this is the reason why it's a good idea to read email reports, because you can plan your future campaigns around the statistics that you see here.